Finally, I have made it to the Poquessing Creek Trail. Kind of ironic, that's the exact same sign that was in my last video before I went in the woods. Apparently, Poquessing Creek Park is pretty large. Let's check this out. Hey everybody, and welcome to the next installment of Tom's World. Today I am finally on the Poquessing Trail, and I am en route to the abandoned prison farm. This should be pretty fun, and I got my coffee, and I'm ready to go. Let's get it done. Found my trail. You can see obviously there was some kind of road that was made here, some asphalt there. Loving all these branches that are all curvy and twisty. They make for the best walking sticks. I meant to bring one with me today just to get the brush away as I walked, but I forgot to bring that. We'll check this little room out first. Not really much to it. Well, here we are inside the bigger portion. A very strange feeling in here because it kind of blocks out some of the sounds that I was hearing before, the birds and whatnot. And as soon as you walk in here, it like gets muted quite a bit. A little disorienting when you first walk in. Man, is there a lot of trash around here. See what this little room is here. And go figure that there would be spray paint cans. Who would have thought that there would be spray paint cans around here? Ow. Just got caught on some thorns or something. Not much to this little room. But you know this had to actually be taller because you could see there were windows up there too. That Mother Nature has decided don't need to be there anymore. Or spray paint. What do we got out here? Not sure what the concrete poles were for. Maybe lighting of some kind. Though keep in mind, this was a prison farm back in, say, 1932, I believe. The articles I found out... sorry, almost fell. The articles that I had found were dated 1930 and 1931, talking about that this is where the farm was going to be. But I could not find any articles that talked about its opening or operation. Let's see. This obviously continued to go on a little bit. Walls are all gone now out here. You see, and these are the sticks that I was talking about. How it's all twisted and windy. When you can find one that looks like that and it's thick, or if you can find a couple of them like that together, intertwined, They make pretty interesting walking sticks. And speaking of which, put together the right way, that could make a pretty interesting looking walking stick. Since the 1930s, Mother Nature obviously had her fun with this place. Almost tripped again. Okay, obviously this tire has been here quite a long time. If it has a tree growing through it, there's no way that somebody could have just put that on there. Tire's not cut. Spider webs. There is a bunch of concrete over there. I don't know if that's just from the building and it's just piled there, or if there was another building there. Kind of hard to tell. I think that might be a little of both. Oh boy, there are spider webs everywhere. Pretty short doorway here. I'd say it's less than 6 feet tall, definitely. Not much, but still. Let's see if we can get around, get a better look here. More spider webs, lovely. They're all over my forehead right now. Now, let's go out around the building and see if I can find another way around. If not, I'll come back through here. Well, there was no other way around. I went around outside of there. However, the brush gets too thick, so I figured I'd just come back through here. Came in from that way this time. Go through this doorway. As I was trying to go through that doorway to come, not the one I just went through, but the one before that, 2 birds went streaming right past my face. Scared the crap out of me. That would have been funny to get on video, but check this out. Grew right through the window and formed around the steel frame. Even took on some of its color. I can't even begin to imagine what life would have been like on this whole farm. In the beginning of the video, I had found part of what looked like a wall. I could only imagine they had to have a pretty high wall going around that couldn't easily be climbed. At the time, 1930 something, a lot of the area around here was woods. Like the closest big thing would be Byberry Hospital. Man, a lot of tires back here. And a lot of Bud Light cans. Little fire. Probably should have had it a little further away from that tree. That's going to cause a problem someday. Man, tons of Bud Light cans. I don't know if there's more Bud Light cans or more spray paint cans. Let's peek around this wall, see what we got here. Another room. Man, this just keeps going. Huh, I guess it doesn't go much further. Yeah, that's about it. It's just this little room here. Either something was going on here or somebody was staying here. And here's the other side of that whole wall. Sun is starting to peek out. Now, the other building I know is down that way. And there just happens to be a dirt trail here. Seems like mostly like ATVs and stuff come back here, or they did at some point. I'm gonna walk down that trail and see if I can find the other building. Still trying to locate the other building. Just imagine at one point, all of this over to the creek and way down this way onto Route 1. This was all farm with prisoners working and harvesting. Tell you what, if I had to be in prison, I would much rather be working on a farm than stuck inside of a dank, dusty prison, having to worry every day who's going to beat me up or who's going to do what to me. Be much better living on a farm. So I'm heading back to that dirt trail. As I looked on Google Maps, and it would seem I went right past it. And there was no way to get through the trees there to get to that part. I'll take one last look on top of this hill, provided I don't slip on the way up. Now up on that hill, not much of a hill from this side. Nice little incline, decline. I didn't slip, just in case you're wondering. Look at that. It's a random piece of rebarb. Something was here at some point. But that building is obviously not off this way. It's got to be back this way. And that's the way it looked on Google Maps too. Though it's a little hard to focus on the map while outside in the sunlight, because the screen, even if you make it bright on this phone, still a little hard to tell. Now as the sun's coming out, I regret leaving my sunglasses in the car. Also from the car, it was a pretty decent walk, more so than I thought when I was looking at it online, but still definitely worth it. Okay, I found, whoa, my coffee just kind of spilled out onto my arm. I thought something was crawling on me. So I found my way back to the other part, which is not far from where I was looking at the other buildings. Not far at all, really. So we got all these little concrete things here that look like it might have been, I don't know, for maybe some kind of watering system of some kind. Even if you look at the one in the back there, you can see little holes in it. So maybe they would divert water from the creek somehow to use it to help water the crops. That's just a guess, though. A lot of thorns around here. So for whatever this building was, this was the front step. I can almost picture like a couple of the workers just sitting on the step having a cigarette break. Let's go around the side there and see if there's any more to this. Looks like there is. Oh yeah, there definitely is. Of course, once again, Mother Nature taking over. In the last better part of 90 years. I don't even know really how long the farm was operational. There was definitely another building here. Now I'd have to imagine that one of these buildings must have housed the cells or rooms that the prisoners would have to be in when they weren't working. See if I can get around the other side of this. Well, I decided that it's better off to probably go through this. Way too much brush on that side. Let's see. We got some holes in the ground here. And what looks like some drainage stuff back here. So I'm guessing I must have been on the right track with all of those pieces of concrete out there. That maybe this was some part of a watering system for the crops. Oh yeah. Look at this. I am so smart. Right here, you got a pipe. And if that pipe runs straight, that goes right out to the creek on the other side of the main trail. I is smart sometimes. Let's see what this is. Another little building. Like maybe this was the pump house that would take in all the water from the creek, and then they could put it into whatever they would use to water the crops. There's one on this side too. See a little, used to be some kind of pipe. Maybe it was like one of those old-fashioned water pumps where, like you see in the westerns and stuff. Maybe. Let's see, where does this go off to? Oh, it goes off to the other house, which also has a hole in the ground. And tons of those concrete things that would lead the water. So maybe these were both pump houses. Or maybe it was some kind of water filtration thing who knows? There's not really any pictures of the farm in operation. The only pictures I could find were illustrated maps and a picture of two people who were in charge of the police department surveying the land. They were just like pointing off into the distance, so it wasn't that impressive to put in the video. Oh, this is interesting. You get an old piece of a shovel. And it is pretty old, so who knows? That might have been used on the farm. That's pretty neat. Out from the back of that house, I saw a bunch of concrete piled up over here. And I'll tell you what, I am really regretting not bringing one of my walking sticks, because I have walked into so many spider webs, it's not even funny. And it's pretty cool out. I mean, we had a few warm days, but usually the spiders don't come out just yet. See, so now I'm all turned around. I think I'm close to back where I started. You can see the building back here. So it would have just been that easy to go from there. There's like little trails that come from there over to here. And yet I went out that way and walked all the way around, back around, over here, over there, checked Google Maps, and I could have just went right here. Another pipe. So yeah, these other houses back here, or buildings I should say, they were definitely some kind of pump house or water filtration, or both, who knows. But I'm fairly certain with that pipe sticking out the way it was over there that they definitely did get their water from the creek. And it makes sense, because it's a steady flow, and then you don't have to worry about water being pumped in through the regular means. I think I read somewhere that on these grounds used to be a bank before it became a farm. So you're talking 1920s now. Although I'm sure the original building of the bank was demolished, or maybe it was just one of these and they just built on from it. I mean, that would make sense, because say this building, which I think is the first one I went into, no, it's not the first one I went into, but it was like the second set that I went into. It seems like it's got a different face, like it's like a concrete, whereas from that point on it's all cinder block. Well, and that pile of concrete was just that, a pile of concrete. I don't think there was anything there. And now I'll try to work my way back around now. At least I know going this way that there'll be no more spider webs, because I cleared them all out. Unless they made new ones just in that time I was back here. Yeah, see, there's that tree growing through the window. Definitely back where I started. It was that easy. Just whoop from here. Just go down that way, little trail, boom, at the other building. Things that make you feel stupid. More Bud Light. And back around. Don't slip. Almost did. Man, I don't know if that's coming through on the microphone, but there's some bird. Oh, it's a blue jay. He sounds pissed. through into the first building. This is the first one I went into. Also, what I didn't notice coming through here the first time, this also seems to have what could have been a drainage ditch or more of the water system. There are pipes sticking up. Really wish I could have found some pictures of this place when it was operational. Would have been cool to have like before and after. But we got what we got. And of course, I couldn't go without showing another part of the actual Poquessing Creek. I'm actually standing on a bridge on my way out. The bridge I'm on was actually constructed in 1853. Well, I guess that's going to wrap up this one. I'm back on the main trail, the Poquessing Trail, heading back so I can walk back to my car. This was definitely an interesting adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give that thumbs up a click down below the video. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you're informed as soon as I post new videos, which will be coming more often. So, until then, take care.